In a speech honoring the 40th year of her reign, the late Queen Elizabeth II referred to 1992 as her annus horribilis, or awful year, saying, "1992 is not a year on which I shall look back with unadulterated joy. It has been an annus horribilis." So what really happened for the Queen to declare 1992 as her worst year? 1. Divorces and separations. The year 1992 was not good for royal weddings. Prince Andrew, a son of the Queen, divorced Sarah Ferguson in March. In August, Ferguson would make headlines once more when tabloids published images of her in a topless bra while American businessman John Bryan kissed her feet in the south of France. The fact that her young girls were there and a police officer paid for by tax dollars was relaxing nearby on a lounger was the worst aspect, according to the British public. Princess Anne, the only female child of the Queen, separated from Mark Phillips, her husband of 18 years, in April. The then heir to the throne, Prince Charles, and Princess Diana divorced in December after a year of tabloid publicity that exposed their marital problems to the globe in a media frenzy known as the War of the Waleses. Critics of the monarchy used the royal splits and scandals as fuel, including former Labour MP Dennis Skinner, who declared, "It's about time we quit this sham of swearing loyalty to the Queen and her heirs and successors, when we do not always know who they are." When it was released in 1992, Andrew Morton's book titled, Diana, Her True Story, created a sensation. It described Diana's battles with bulimia and mental illness and identified Camilla Parker Bowles as Prince Charles's girlfriend. A senior reporter who covered the royal family, Carly Ledbetter, claimed that Morton's book essentially demolished the mystique of the monarchy. The firm was chaotic, it was human, and it wasn't as impenetrable as everyone believed, one could readily conclude. It wasn't until after Princess Diana's passing in 1997 that it was made public that she had assisted Morton in writing the book by sending him information and tapes via Dr. James Colthurst. 2. Leaked tapes. Princess Diana and vehicle dealer James Gilby had a private phone conversation on New Year's Eve 1989, which the Inquirer published transcriptions of in August 1992. The talk was private, and he called the married royal darling and squidgy, which sparked a stir. Diana also mentioned, "Everything I've done for this family," in her remarks. The personal details captivated audiences and royal watchers all around the world. People were divided between fascination and fear. This tape gained the name Squiddy Gate tape. When a private call between the then Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles was made public in November, Squidgy Gate was swiftly forgotten. Camilla Gate was its then nickname, for an especially personal wish Charles telephoned Camilla. Throughout the world, people made fun of Prince Charles over this. In the eyes of the populace, the royal dynasty declined in favor. Tampon Gate and Squidgy Gate had a significant impact on the royal family's reputation and still do now. The public's opinion of Charles's potential as king was significantly impacted by the taped phone calls and was called into question. 3. Fire at Windsor Castle. A fire that started on November 20, 1992, at Windsor Castle lasted for 15 hours and cost roughly $47.5 million to put out. William the Conqueror began construction on the venerable royal residence in 1070. The human chain made up of palace employees and Prince Andrew managed to put out the fire and save priceless pieces of furniture and artwork. The Queen, who had spent a significant portion of her infancy and formative adolescence there, was devastated by the Windsor Castle fire. Because she spent the most of the Second World War there, she thought of it as home. She wasn't taken to Canada in an emergency. The famous words of the Queen Mother were, "The kids won't go without me. The king will not lose me. Furthermore, the king won't ever leave," referring to England. Elizabeth also attended the Royal Windsor Horse Show every year since it began in 1943 at Windsor Castle, which was a special place for her. The royal family's expenses were once again under the spotlight after the fire. The dispute over who would pay for renovations at Windsor Castle, which is owned by the Crown rather than the Queen personally, was spurred in particular by Prime Minister John Major's suggestion that the public shoulder the cost. The Queen was urged to cover the cost from her untaxed income by Labour lawmakers including Alan Williams, a member of the House of Commons Public Accounts Committee, who claimed the incident was proof of the inconsistency of the relationship between the monarchy and the taxpayer. Queen Elizabeth took fast action. She permitted first-time public access to portions of Buckingham Palace in order to raise money for renovations. Another clever move she made was to offer to begin paying income tax, which the sovereign has been exempt from since 1937. The number of royals whose expenses are covered by Parliament was also decreased by her. She utilized the money she received from the inherited Duchy of Lancaster to make up the gap. She's always regarded keeping up with the times as important. It was a feigned attempt to fit in with the outside world. The Annus Horribilis speech, as it has come to be known, signaled the end of Queen Elizabeth II's trying 40th year in office. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, hit the bell button for easy notifications.